Hi, I'm Sean with Catalina Rug, and in this video we're going to be covering tribal Persian rugs. So tribal Persian rugs are some of the most fascinating types of Persian rugs that are made by mostly nomadic tribes in Iran. And I think these are some of the most fascinating type of rugs because they have a lot of character, and usually their designs are passed down from one generation to another without any sort of blueprint. So in this video, we're going to cover what constitutes tribal Persian rugs, what are the main characteristics, generally speaking, of tribal rugs, because here at Catalina, we like to break down the rugs into three main categories, which is tribal, village, and traditional or city rug. Definitely look out for videos where we cover those other categories as well, such as traditional rugs and village rugs. But here we're going to be covering 7 different types of tribal Persian rugs, so we could give you some examples. So we're going to go over Bakhtiari, Qashqai, Shiraz, and more. And we'll be talking about the key characteristics and the key features of those specific types. And we'll give you examples. We'll show you some examples of what they look like. So if you're interested in tribal rugs, or if you're interested in tribal Persian rugs and you want to learn more about them, then stick around, and all that is coming up now. So first, let's talk about what makes a Persian rug tribal. So tribal Persian rugs are, again, made by nomadic tribes that are usually on the move, as mentioned in the introduction. And these nomadic tribes, typically during the spring, the summer, and the fall, they are moving around looking for greener pastures for their like their sheep and their goats and the animals in their herd. And then during the winter time, when it gets really cold, they settle down in one place and they start weaving the rugs. And usually what they'll use in terms of material is they'll use, of course, the wool from their own sheep. And also they'll use the vegetables and the flowers and any sort of natural resources in their area to create their dyes. And unlike the city rugs like Tabriz or Quchan, they don't have a blueprint that they work with. Their designs are, first of all, they're passed down from one generation to another as they are working together in multi-generation homes. You could think of it that way. They're passing down the designs as they're working together, the old and the young. And these designs are also inspired by like the local environment that they see. They could also be inspired by city rugs that they've seen or other traditional designs that they've seen, but they create their own versions of it. So this is kind of a general characteristics that you could find in what makes usually most tribal Persian rugs. So Qashqai rugs are known for having really bold and beautiful designs and jewel tone colors. They're also known for being really good quality in terms of their pile. They have a medium-sized pile that's great for high traffic areas and pretty dense pile. And they are made by the Qashqai tribe in the southwest of Iran. And in terms of their materials, they're usually made with either cotton or wool foundation, and their pile is always wool. And in terms of their designs, you're going to find that Qashqai rugs are usually geometrical design, just like most tribal rugs. And they'll have a geometric medallion design where there's a medallion or a few medallions in the center of the rug, or you'll see like all over geometrical all over design. And sometimes the ones that look more like Gabbeh, they have a more simplified design with not a whole lot of details. And then when it comes to their colors, Gabbeh rugs typically will have deep reds and dark navy blue in their field, although other field colors like cream and other varieties are possible. And when it comes to their highlight colors, they typically have like gold and green and blues and reds and a lot of different variations for their highlight colors. So now let's go over Baluchi Persian rugs. So Baluchi rugs, these are a type of tribal Persian rugs that are really known for their repeating gold patterns. So you're going to find that they're going to have repeating golds, which are these flowers that are in kind of this all over design, all over the field of the rug. And they're also known for making smaller rugs and really beautiful prayer rugs. So those are some of the things they're known for. In terms of who makes them, the Baluchi tribe makes them. Then they're located in the northern eastern border of Iran, the border of Iran and Afghanistan. And when it comes to their material, you're going to find that most Baluchi rugs are going to be wool pile and also wool foundation. Sometimes, however, they could have a cotton foundation, although that's more rare. In terms of their designs, again, a lot of them have that repeating gold pattern, but also you can find bote design and tree of life design in them, and of course, mostly geometrical designs like that. And then when it comes to their colors, most of these rugs, Baluchi rugs, are going to have a darker colors. So you're going to find dark reds, dark brown, dark navy blue in the field in the background of these rugs. And then you're also going to find ivory color for their highlight colors and dark purple being used for their highlight colors. So now let's go over Bakhtiari Persian rugs, which is one of my personal favorites. So these Bakhtiari rugs are known for being some of the most colorful types of tribal Persian rugs. And they're also known for making the most beautiful and artistic designs, especially in their garden panel design, as well as their medallion design. Now, for the smaller Bakhtiari rugs, you're going to find that most of them are made by the local tribes, but the larger Bakhtiari rugs are made in the villages in the Bakhtiari region. So in terms of who makes these rugs, they're made by the Bakhtiari tribe, which is a really well-known and one of the oldest Persian tribes. And they used to be nomadic for centuries, but in the 19th century, they settled down in the southwest region of Isfahan. And in terms of the materials that's used to make Bakhtiari rugs, typically you're going to find that they're going to have cotton foundation and they're going to have a wool pile, although some of the smaller Bakhtiari rugs that are made by the tribes could also have a wool foundation. And Bakhtiari rugs are also known to have a really compact, dense pile because of a certain technique that the weavers use when they're making the rugs. Now, when it comes to the design of Bakhtiari rugs, as mentioned, they're really famous for their garden panel design as well as their medallion design. So in their garden panel design, what it typically looks like is that there's going to be square-shaped panels that act like frames looking into a garden scene that's full of trees and flowers and birds and really, really beautiful different perspectives into gardens, which the weavers think of as their view of paradise. And in terms of their medallion designs, you're going to find that they typically have a large semi-geometrical center medallion, and they're going to have both a geometrical and floral patterns surrounding the medallion. Those are also really beautiful designs that Bakhtiari makes. And when it comes to their colors, often the field colors are going to be dark red, like deep reds, and also a dark navy blue. And their highlight colors, you're going to find a lot of different highlight colors in Bakhtiari rugs, such as yellow, gold, blue, green, and just a lot of variation. Again, some of the most colorful rugs. If you want to learn more about Bakhtiari rugs, then definitely I invite you to check out our Bakhtiari rugs video. We get way more in depth into these types of rugs, and also most of the rugs that we are talking about here in this video we have more in-depth videos of, so definitely look out for those videos. So now let's talk about Turkoman Persian rugs, which are known for also their repeating gold patterns, just like the Baluchi rugs, except in these rugs you're typically going to find that they're shaped as octagonal shapes and they're being repeated all over the rug. Their background colors are usually going to be reddish brown. That's what they're also known for. And they're also known for creating really beautiful prayer rugs. So in terms of who makes Turkoman rugs, they're made by nomadic Afghan weavers that are in Iran. The materials that they use are usually going to be wool foundation and wool pile, although sometimes cotton foundation is possible. In terms of their designs, again, the gold pattern in the octagonal shape is really popular. You're also going to see prayer design. And what makes their design really interesting is that the older Turkoman rugs, each tribe had their own distinct design. So by looking at their design, you could tell which tribe makes them. But however, the newer ones, they kind of mixed all the designs together. So something interesting about in terms of their design. And when it comes to their colors, you're gonna find, again, red, deep reds, reddish brown background colors. In terms of their highlights, you're gonna find blue and black and green, and also beige for their highlight colors. So next, let's talk about Shiraz Persian rugs. So Shiraz rugs are known for having a really mixed style of the different regions near them. So their design is really inspired by Qashqai as well as Gabbeh. And the reason for that is that they've been influenced by all the people that have migrated there, and they've brought over the designs from different regions and kind of started creating a hybrid and mixed style. So in terms of who makes these rugs, they're made by the local tribes near the city of Shiraz, which is located in southwest of Iran. And in terms of the materials they use to make Shiraz rugs, they're either going to be made with cotton or wool foundation, and they're going to be always made with a wool pile. The ones that are made with a wool foundation are going to have a more looser pile, but the ones that are made with cotton foundation, typically they're going to have a more compact and tighter pile. For their designs, again, a lot of it inspired by Gabbeh and Qashqai and the local area. You're gonna find most of them are gonna be geometrical, and you'll find that there's gonna be geometrical with a medallion, with a one center medallion, also with repeating medallions, and as well as geometrical all over design. In terms of their colors, you're gonna find strong reds, strong browns used in their field. And for their highlight colors, you'll find cream color, yellow, blue, and green, and a lot of different variations like that in their highlight colors. So now let's go over Quchan Persian rugs. So Quchan rugs are known for being very similar in style to Caucasian and Anatolian Kurdish rugs. However, they have their own distinct and individual style that they've created over time. The Quchan rugs are made by inside of a small village in the northern region of Mashhad. And in terms of their material, typically Quchan rugs are made with either wool or goat hair foundation, and always a wool pile. And in terms of the knot density, they're actually pretty above average for being a tribal rug at about 120 knots per square inch. Their designs, again, they're inspired by more Anatolian rugs because of the Kurdish people who migrated from their Anatolian homelands. They brought their designs over. So you're gonna find a lot of repeating medallion, geometric medallion, as well as geometric all over design in Quchan rugs. And for their colors, they're gonna have really strong reds, blues, and ivory being used in their field and borders. And for their highlight colors, you're gonna find that they're gonna have different shades of brown. They're gonna have gold colors, as well as black and gray colors. Now finally, let's go over Gabbeh Persian rugs, which are one of the most popular types of tribal Persian rugs. They're known for having really simple design and not too many details. And also they're known for having two distinct types. One of them is the color Gabbeh, and the other one is the natural Gabbeh. In terms of who makes these rugs, they're made by all of the tribes in the Fars province of Iran, as well as a lot of the settled villages make Gabbeh rugs. In terms of their material, they're gonna be usually made with either a wool foundation or a foundation made with goat hair. and they're gonna have wool pile. And typically you'll notice that the pile on Gabbeh is longer and just more dense. They don't cut the pile too short, they keep it long. In terms of their designs, they're usually gonna, again, have simple designs. Mostly the colored Gabbehs are gonna have really bold designs. And in terms of what you'll typically see in these designs, they're gonna be more like abstract geometrical shapes. So you'll find all sorts of mixture of elements such as trees and people, kids, flowers, and just a mixture of these abstract shapes. And when it comes to their colors, of course, the colored Gabbeh rugs, these are made with all sorts of different dyes. So they dye the wool any color that they want, and they could really come in all sorts of different combination of colors. And usually really strong, bold colors are used. But for the natural Gabbehs, these are going to be made with undyed wool. So no dyes are used to color the wool. And so you're going to end up with basically all the different shades between white wool and black wool. And so you're going to find there's going to be like cream color, there's going to be browns, grays, and everything in between, but no actual colors outside of those. So this concludes our video on 7 different types of tribal Persian rugs. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Again, if you're interested in any of these types that we went over, we do have more in-depth videos of each type, so definitely check out those videos. And if you want to learn more about tribal Persian rugs or any types of Persian rugs, then I invite you to head over to our site at catalinarug.com and look up that type of rug there. So for example, you could look up Qashqai, you could look up Bakhtiari, and you could watch the videos on our site and read about these type of rugs and check out our collection. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, then I invite you to like and subscribe and comment below, and I will see you in the next video.